Yeah, welcome to today's video. My name is Alex Dixon, and for today we are going to learn how to memorize and recite all the elements on the periodic table. And in order for you to know that I've actually memorized them, I'm going to recite all the elements from number 1 up to 118 first. Then after that, I'm going to show you the protocols that I adapted and followed in order for me to be able to memorize them. So I'm first going to blindfold with this thick African cloth, after which I'm going to mention the elements on the periodic table. So let's do this. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc, gallium, germanium, arsenic, selenium, bromine, krypton, rubidium, strontium, yttrium, zirconium. Zirconium is number 40. Niobium, molybdenum, technetium, ruthenium, rhodium, palladium, silver, cadmium, indium, tin is 50. 51 is antimony, tellurium, iodine, xenon, cesium, barium, lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, neodymium. Promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium is 65. 66 is dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium. That's 70. Lutetium, hafnium, tantalum, tungsten, radium, osmium, iridium, platinum, gold, mercury is 80. 81. Thallium, lead, bismuth, polonium, astatine. Radon, francium, radium, actinium, thorium is 90. 91 is protactinium, uranium, neptunium, plutonium, americium. Curium, berkelium, californium, einsteinium, fermium is 100. 101 is mendelevium, nobelium, lawrencium, rutherfordium, dubnium, seabordium, boron, hassium, meitnerium, darmstadtium is 110. 111 is urangenium, copernicium, nihonium, flerovium, moscovium. That's 115, moscovium. 116 is livermorium, tennessine, and organism. So we did it. Great, we just did that. We mentioned all the elements on the periodic table from number 1 up to 118. So what protocols did I adapt to? And these are my personal findings which I used. So I first used the initials of the elements. At some parts, I use the initials of the elements. At other parts, I use a very short storytelling scene. And at some other parts, I just use the names of the elements like that. So I want to give a couple of examples at which sections that I use the names of the elements, at which sections I used the initials of the elements and all that. So let's say from number 61 up to 70, I used the initials of the element. That is P, S, E, G, T, D, H, E, T, Y, where P is 61 promethium, S is samarium, europium, and the rest. But someone will ask, how are you able to know whether you should, how to differentiate between two elements when they have the same initials? For example, from 61 up to 70, we have two elements that begin with E. So how do you know that this E is for this element and the other E is for the other element? So the two elements that begin with E are europium and erbium. Now, before the first E, that is europium at 63, there's an S that is samarium. So I know that after Siberia is a continent, that's europium. Now, since I know that the first E is europium, then the next E must be erbium. So that's how I did. That's how I went about with the initials. Also, from 111 up to 118, I also use the initials. That's RC, NFM, LTO, where R is urangenium, C is copernicium, N is nihonium, F is flerovium, M is moscovium, then livermorium, tennessine, and organism. So RC, NFM, LTO. That's also the other side that I use the initials. Also from number, I think 86, yes, 86 up to, no, that is 76 up to 80, I use the initials. That is OIPAH, so osmium, iridium, platinum, gold, and mercury. Now, at other sections where I use the names of the elements, or let me start with the short storytelling scene. At other points where I use the short storytelling scene, an example of that is from 81 up to 85. That's Thallium led Bismarck polonium ascertain. So I made it look as if Thallium was one other person, and then he led, as in to lead someone. So he led another person called Bismarck to polonium's ascertain. But 2 there isn't the name of any element, it's not the initial of anything. But I just made it that way in order to make the sentence look really complete. Now another example is from 91 up to 95. That starts with protactinium and then ends with americium. So I made it look as if we should protect Uranus, Neptune, and then Pluto from America. So Uranus, that's protactinium, uranium, neptunium, plutonium, americium, right? Now from 1 up to from 1 up to element number 60, I just lens them off head like that. So I didn't use the initials, neither did I use the names of the elements and all that. I just lend them off head. So I know that it's hydrogen lolly, so I can just mention it that way throughout to 60. So this protocol that I adapted to, which has helped me, I don't know if it's going to help you, but if it doesn't help you or it doesn't really work for you, you can tell us in the comment below which of the protocol that you use that has worked for you. And if you use what I'm saying and it also does work for you, you can also let us know that in the comments section below. It wouldn't be too necessary for you to always know the names of all elements on the periodic table. I didn't even know the names of all elements on the periodic table until after senior high school. As at senior high school, I only knew, before senior high school, I knew the first 20, which we learned. It was necessary for us to study atoms in junior high school. Then from 21 to 30, we learned that when we were studying about transition elements in senior high school, in high school, when we were studying about the transition metals and their properties and all that, how the electrons and all that. So that's when we learned about the 21 up to 30. But in order to initiate us into the study of chemistry on this channel, I thought it was necessary that we know all the elements of the periodic table. But if you don't know the names of all elements of the periodic table, it's still really not a big deal. Yeah, I don't think it's really that much of a big deal. So it's great. The video has come this far. So if there's any other protocol that you guys work for, you kindly let us know that in the comment section. And I would like to end here. Now, there are so many things that are going on in the world with respect to COVID-19, instabilities around the world and all that. Please do what to take care of yourself. Take good care of yourself. We need you alive. Your relatives do need you alive. And if you found the information that we post on this channel very useful, kindly do what to subscribe, share, and show the video to other people who are also in need of that. There are so many amazing videos that we'll be posting here on this channel, and you need to look up for those ones as well. So thank you. All the best. Stay safe.